used to tell people my hair was low maintenance, when really I just hadn't looked at it honestly in about a decade. Today we're talking about 5 hairstyles that quietly add years to your face, and exactly what to replace each one with so you look like yourself again, just sharper, softer, better. These aren't dramatic makeovers. They're small, specific swaps a stylist could do in one appointment, and I'll give you the exact words to say. I researched the worst style and beauty mistakes and the best fixes for women over 50, so you get real results, fast. If you haven't already, hit subscribe. I cover this every week. Part 1. The tight helmet bob. Here's something a lot of stylists won't say to your face. A bob that's been shaped and reshaped the exact same way for 15 years doesn't read as classic anymore. It reads as fixed in time. Your face has changed since you first got that cut. The angles, the fullness, where gravity sits, all of it shifted. But the haircut never moved with you, and that mismatch is what people notice first, even if they couldn't tell you why. The tight, rounded bob, chin length, blunt all the way around, sprayed into one solid shape, was built for a rounder, fuller-cheeked face. On a face that's narrowed and softened with time, that same blunt weight sits like a helmet. It boxes you in instead of framing you. The fix is a soft, textured lob with a slight forward angle toward the chin. Ask for this exactly. I want the blunt line broken up with point cutting, and I want the length to angle slightly longer in front. That angling does something specific. It draws the eye downward and forward instead of straight across, which elongates a face that's gotten a little shorter and softer through the middle. The point cutting removes that solid, sprayed-shut look and lets individual pieces move. Here's the part that actually changes how people see you. Once that blunt edge is broken up, your jawline stops being the thing people notice first. Right now, a hard, straight bob line sits at exactly the width of your jaw and outlines it, bolds it, almost. Soften that line and the jaw softens with it, without you touching your skin or your bone structure at all. It's the haircut doing the work your face doesn't need to do. Ask for face framing pieces that hit right at the corner of your mouth. That's the exact spot that catches light and softens the lower half of your face without any length coming off the back. And request a light texturizing spray instead of a heavy hold spray at the root, because stiffness is what aged the original cut, not the length itself. I had a woman write to me after trying this. She said her hairdresser laughed and said, "Finally," when she asked for the point cutting, because apparently she'd been asking for the same blunt bob for 6 appointments straight, and he'd been dying to update it. Sometimes the stylist's been waiting on you, not the other way around. The swap, stated plainly, trade the blunt, chin-length helmet bob for a soft, point-cut lob with a forward angle and face framing pieces at the mouth corner. Same general length, completely different read. Now if you think a bob problem is bad, wait until we get to what a certain safe mid-length style is doing to the sides of your face, because this next one is sneakier. Part 2. The over-teased crown. Most women don't realize this, but teasing at the crown the way we were taught in the 80s actually works against the one thing we're trying to fix: thinning at the top. Backcombing breaks the hair shaft. Every time you tease that same section for volume, you're roughing up the cuticle in a spot that's often already more fragile than the rest of your head. The volume you're chasing is quietly costing you the hair you're trying to protect. And visually, an over-teased crown does something else unflattering. It creates a hard, unnatural peak that sits disconnected from the rest of the hair. It doesn't look like volume. It looks like a decision made 40 years ago that nobody's revisited since. The fix is root lifting through blow-dry technique instead of backcombing, paired with a proper layering pattern that gives volume its own natural shape. Ask your stylist for this exactly. Can you cut internal layers through the crown, and show me how to root dry with a round brush lifting straight up instead of teasing? That layering gives each section somewhere to fall naturally instead of needing to be forced upward and glued there. When you dry the roots lifted, brush inserted at the base, lifted to 90 degrees, held with warm air for a few seconds before moving on. You get real, soft volume that moves when you turn your head. It photographs completely differently from teased hair, which stays frozen and flat-looking in pictures despite all that height. Real volume has shadow and movement in it. Teased volume is just a shape. Here's what actually shifts once you make this swap. People stop clocking your hairstyle and start just seeing you. A stiff, teased crown is the kind of thing that pulls focus. It's the first thing registered, before your eyes, before your smile. Soft, natural-looking volume disappears into the rest of your look instead of announcing itself. And that's what reads as effortless rather than effortful. Ask for a lightweight volumizing mousse at the root only, not a heavy hold spray across the whole crown. The mousse gives lift without the crunch, and it won't need re-teasing every single morning the way backcombed hair does. Which also means less daily damage to hair that's likely already more delicate up there than you realize. The swap. Trade backcombed, stiff crown teasing for internal layering plus a root lift blow-dry technique. Less damage, more movement, and volume that actually looks like it belongs to you. There's a color mistake coming up next that's even more common than this one. And it's probably sitting in your bathroom cabinet right now. Part 3. The flat, one-tone color. This one surprises people every time. Flat, single-process hair color is actually harder on an aging face than gray roots ever were. When your entire head is one uniform shade with zero variation, it removes all the natural shadow and light your hair used to create around your face. And shadow and light are doing real work. They're what used to soften the transition between your hairline and your skin. Flat color also has a strange side effect. It can make skin look duller by comparison, because there's nothing lighter near your face to reflect light back up onto it. You end up with hair that looks like a solid block sitting on top of you, instead of something that frames you. The fix is low-maintenance dimensional color, specifically face-framing baby lights or soft balayage placed only around the hairline and part. Say this exactly to your colorist. I don't want an overall color change. I just want dimension added around my face and part line, lighter pieces, low contrast, blended not chunky. This keeps the commitment small while putting light exactly where it does the most good. Placing lighter pieces right at the hairline creates a soft, blurred transition between hair and forehead instead of a hard line. That blur is what takes years off. Not the lightness itself, but the fact that there's no longer a stark edge where your color starts. It's the same reason soft focus lighting in photography is flattering. Abrupt lines age things, soft transitions don't. Once that dimension is in, something specific happens under regular light. Indoor lighting, phone camera light, sitting across from someone at dinner. Your face catches a little reflected brightness from those lighter pieces near your hairline. And your skin genuinely looks more lit up without a single thing changing about your skin. People will assume you're glowing. You're just wearing better placed light. Ask for a toner that keeps everything warm rather than ashy or cool, since warm tones sit better against most mature skin and photograph more naturally than very cool toned blondes or grays. And request low maintenance placement, meaning the lightened pieces grow out softly instead of leaving an obvious demarcation line, so you're not back in the chair every 4 weeks. The swap. Trade flat, single process color for soft, face-framing dimensional pieces at the hairline and part. Same time in the chair, completely different result on your face. What we're covering next might be the single most requested fix I get. And it has nothing to do with cutting or color at all. Part 4. The over-processed perm wave. It's no accident that tight, uniform perm curls red as older instantly. They're mechanically identical from root to end. And nothing in nature actually looks like that. Real hair, even naturally curly hair, has variation in curl size, spacing, and direction. A uniform perm removes all of that variation and replaces it with a repeating pattern. And our eyes are extremely good at spotting repeating patterns as not natural. There's also a texture problem. Older perm techniques tend to leave hair looking dry and a little coarse at the ends, which reads as brittle rather than healthy, even on hair that's perfectly well cared for otherwise. The fix is a loose, root-relaxed digital perm, or better yet, a texturizing service that only targets the mid-lengths and ends, leaving the crown smoother and less tightly curled. Tell your stylist exactly this. I want a looser curl pattern, larger rod size, and I want the roots left mostly straight so the curl only starts from about ear level down. That single instruction changes the whole shape of the result. It lets your natural head shape show through at the top while the movement lives lower down, where it looks more like styled hair, and less like a fixed pattern. The variation in curl size matters just as much as the curl itself being looser. Ask for the stylist to alternate rod sizes rather than using one uniform rod throughout, which breaks up that repeating pattern our eyes flag as artificial. Once that variation exists, the curl reads as texture rather than as a perm, which is exactly the distinction that separates dated from current. Here's the actual shift once this is done correctly. Your hair stops looking permed and starts looking like you simply have great natural texture. That distinction changes how people guess your whole routine. A uniform perm signals effort and upkeep, while soft, varied waves signal ease, like you rolled out of bed with good hair, which is honestly the most flattering thing hair can communicate at any age. Ask for a lightweight curl cream rather than a heavy mousse or gel, applied only from mid-length down, so the roots stay soft and the curl pattern doesn't fight against itself for volume space at the crown. And request a bond-building treatment alongside the perm itself, since looser perms still process the hair, and that treatment keeps the ends from turning dry and coarse. The swap: trade a tight, uniform root-to-end perm for a loose, mixed-rod curl that starts below the crown. Less pattern, more texture, and a completely different impression at first glance. The last one on this list is the style so common you've probably seen 3 women wearing it just this week, and it might be the easiest fix of all 5. Part 5. The severe pulled-back ponytail. Here's the thing almost nobody mentions about a tight, low, pulled-back ponytail. The tension itself changes how your face reads. Pulling every strand back and away from your face removes all the soft framing that hair naturally provides, which means every line, every bit of visible tension in your forehead and temples, is now fully exposed with nothing softening the edges. It's not that the ponytail causes anything. It just stops hiding what's soft. Loose hair was quietly softening the whole time. There's also a mechanical issue. Pulling hair back tightly at the same spot day after day puts consistent tension right at the hairline, which over years can contribute to thinning exactly where you can least afford it, right along the front edge. The fix is a slightly higher, looser ponytail with soft face framing pieces pulled forward at the temples before you tie it back. Say this exactly to yourself in the mirror, since this one's mostly a styling habit rather than a salon request. Loosen the crown first, pull 2 soft pieces forward at the temples, then tie back without pulling tight. That small sequence changes everything about how the finished ponytail sits. Loosening the crown before tying back creates gentle volume at the top instead of a flat, stretched scalp look. And those 2 forward pulled pieces at the temples do the exact softening work that a fully pulled back style removes. They fall gently along the sides of your face and blur the hard edge where hairline meets forehead. The same softening effect we talked about with color placement earlier, just achieved through styling instead. The actual shift here is immediate and visible in real time, not just in photos. People read a softened hairline as more relaxed and more approachable, even in casual, everyday moments like running errands or picking up a grandchild from school. A severe pullback can unintentionally read as tense or overly formal, even when you feel completely at ease. Loosening it just slightly changes the whole emotional impression before you've said a word. Use a soft scrunchie or fabric-covered elastic instead of a thin elastic band, since thin bands create more concentrated tension right at the base. And when you loosen the crown, use your fingers rather than a comb to gently pull sections upward, which keeps the volume looking soft and undone rather than deliberately teased. The swap: trade a severe, tight, fully pulled back ponytail for a slightly higher version with loosened crown volume and soft forward face framing pieces. Same basic style, completely different feeling. That's all 5. And if you caught yourself in even 2 of these, you're already halfway to fixing them just by knowing what to ask for. You now know exactly what to say in your next salon appointment for 5 specific fixes: the point cut lob, the root lift blow dry, the face framing dimensional color, the loose mixed rod perm, and the softened ponytail. And every one of them uses hair you already have. Nothing here required starting over. Which one of these 5 were you actually doing without realizing it? Tell me in the comments. I read every one. Next week I'm covering the makeup habits that are doing the exact same aging effect as these hairstyles, so you don't want to miss that one. Like this video, subscribe to Timeless Wisdom Path, and I'll see you in the next one.